It is just a little bit past 10 o'clock this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on NBC. My name is Johnny Konja, and welcome to this very special broadcast of the State of the Region Address, coming to you live from the Omusati region. That is in Otapi, the capital of the Omusati region. We are anticipating, of course, the Honorable Governor of the Omusati region, Erginus Endjala, to table and deliver the State of the Region address, of course, to speak on the challenges and experiences of the region in the past financial year. So, of course, also looking at the opportunities that lie ahead in terms of what the government has planned for the Omusati region in terms of all that has been happening here. Now, this morning I am joined by my analyst to, of course, discuss this. We are joined by Seth Lamek, a youth leader from the Omusati region based in Omutapi. Thank you so much for joining us once again. A very good morning to you.
Good morning, John, and thanks once again.
Absolutely. First of all, I just want you to perhaps just give us your expectations of what you are looking forward to in the governor's speech as he tables the State of the Region address for this year.
Thank you very much. I expect the Honorable Governor to emphasize more on service delivery within the region, ranging from education. Yeah. We all know that currently our education system has changed, and from 2016, the curriculum has changed, and it's now the responsibility of the government now to provide adequate resources, and that is what I want to hear from them. Or we are expecting to hear from our Honorable Governor, how they are going to disseminate resources within the schools in the region. Yeah. We are also expecting, or I'm also expecting the Governor to emphasize more on road networking. I'm sure that now there is construction of a road between Sandy and Parela is undergoing now. We are expecting to hear the progress about those roads.
Absolutely.
Furthermore, we are also expecting to hear about health, how health is being now taken care in the region, whether they are decentralizing that service to rural area deep in the villages. We also want to hear more clinics being built within the region. So literally that's what we...
Absolutely, quite a lot we are going to be looking forward for. But let's take a look at, of course, what the residents of the Omusati region had to say, of course, regarding what they're also looking forward to, and as well also sharing their experiences from the past financial year and what they feel needs to be improved in the Omusati region now. Let's talk to some of the, we spoke to some of the residents of the Otapi to hear, of course, their views and expectations of the State of the Region address. Let's take a listen.
Utapi neta wende pangira talino ningi merundrugo utapeta wende ata ukuru tawningo doroponene ndio ndruko limongena la pumbali ai patina tango mawe bage pato dinjino unene ngako ko rukando rekera pumba ko pukuru akashona kalili na merando rafano la pumba kutura meraina omeano maruse no mafanga munana tango munango mea opembi gaike dimwe opaika kapeno mea afaina wana no.
What we need is not really like in Otapi, and we have to go to Oshakati shops and facilities like hospitals, clinics, and schools.
We were supposed to go in the location and see how people are suffering instead of being in town. In the location, just maybe 1 kilo, 1.5 kilo in the location called Onimbu, where you find people living just in surrounding where people are eating, where people are what. So the development is very, very poor, and the service basic delivery to the ruling party here is very poor. We have capital projects where have been abandoned, and the public fund, the public money have been nowhere to be found. There is the Dengas what we call sport complex at a cost of $600 million of the taxpayers' money. The could be nowhere to be found. Money is nowhere to be found. With the prison, we have got the Dengas airport. All those projects, money is nowhere to be found. And when you are talking the capital project, each and every year, the office of the Constituent Councillor used to be given by the Treasury Board 1 million for capital project. And we don't know who are those benefiting from capital project. And I'm telling you guys, development here is very poor.
During the rain, it gets so floody. And that's one of the main challenges I've seen. The second challenge is we don't have street lights. So As I likes running, we can't really run during the dark hours because it's very, very dark. I would really love to see more lights on the streets. It's also just kind of give us a guarantee that we are safe out there in the street. I like the fact that the security in terms of police is very visible. It's also quite safe to live here, and it's cheap. You can walk to work.
Ndoto kuchepangero jakonja ashike otwara ya etepo oskora njokata ivuro kukwathere fiwa nanumba eri moruhepo yakare ichwike kucha onunguta vuro kufutirwa kana no skora nande epangero yaturapo kucha oskoli taifutwa otwara oskora he ilipo he fiwa ike nanumba eri moruhepo andiwete no kucha epangero joyene otalirongo ashiko twara etemo development hanu mboka itavurucha ye atungiro magumbo ngitavuru na ndoku kaeni yemo yacha weteko.
Those were the voices of the residents of Otapi just talking to us about, of course, just sharing their views regarding what they are looking forward to in terms of what the government needs to address here in the Omusati region, also tabling some of the challenges that have been experienced in the past financial year. Now, we just heard Lamek from what the residents had to say. What is your reflection or your reaction to what they just said there?
Yeah, of course, the presenters, or they are really talking the truth. More especially in Otapi. Whenever it's raining here, it used to be flood. Yeah. So I think here the town council needs to pull up its shocks and find ways on how to navigate that water that used to be here so that it cannot be flooding all over the town. Yes. It's safe here in Otapi. Yeah. About crime is it's not so on a higher note. Our men and women in uniform, they are really working very hard to make sure that everybody is living in Omusati region, yeah. Otapi in particular, very safe and sound.
All right. You spoke about education as well. How important also is education, in Omusati region? You, of course, also mentioned when we're speaking on Good Morning Namibia that, we have the Nakayale Vocational Training Center here, but then it's not enough. What more do we really need in terms of education and vocational training for us to, appreciate what, of course, has already been there?
Yes, as I have mentioned earlier, we only have one vocational training center here, which was now brought up by the government, irrespective of others that are private owned. Yes, education is very important nowadays, and we need our young children to go through education, so that these young people can find future, because future can only now find in education. So I understand that it's very important for the government to concentrate more on coming up with vocational training centers, as I have mentioned, more especially within at least to have maybe 3 or 4 vocational training centers within the region, because one is not enough for everybody. And if we are talking about now vocational training, it's those people who are coming from vocational training centers are the ones that are developing the countries as we are speaking. So our government really need to concentrate on training our young people so that they can be self-employed and eventually also employ other young people. So we have to invest in education.
Absolutely. I want to ask something a little bit out of your scope here. Of course, you are a youth leader. You just spoke so well on, of course, what needs to be done in terms of the youth being empowered and all of that. Let's talk about housing delivery. Let's talk about what have been your observation in terms of housing being delivered here to those that are needing the housing here in Otapi.
Yes, housing delivery, the government is trying its level best through the corporate such as National Housing Enterprises, which is currently also building houses in Otapi and the other towns in the region, Kahao, Oshikuku as well. But it's very hard for the employed youth or unemployed Namibians. They are finding it very difficult to get houses, proper houses, because they are also expensive, and I think the government should also regulate the rates of those houses so that it can be affordable.
Right. Thank you so much. Yeah. That was Lamek, of course, Seth Lamek, youth leader based in Otapi, talking to us, of course, what his expectations. Now, we have it under good authority that the Honorable Governor of the Omusati region, Erginus Endjala, is now ready to table the State of the Region address for the Omusati region 2024. Governor, it's over to you.
Oh, yeah.
Team, honorable members of the council, Her Worship Selma Asino, the mayor of Otapi Town, and other mayors, our local authority councillors present, esteemed leader of traditional authorities that are here present, Honorable Dr. Saki Kayone, Swapo Party Regional Coordinator, and all other political parties members present, Mr. Grevasius Kasindi, the Chief Regional Officer of Omusati Regional Council, Commissioner Basson, the Regional Commander of the Namibian Police in Omusati Region, senior government officials and head of departments and institutions, our spiritual leaders, members of the public, media practitioners, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to stand before you today in my capacity as the regional governor representing the head of state in Omusati region to fulfill my constitutional mandate as provided by the Article 110, Sub-Article 5 and 6 of the Namibian Constitution. I'm going to address this August House on the progress made in terms of implementation of the planned activities of the central government in the region for the financial year 2023-2024. In the onset of my statement, Honorable Chairperson, allow me to pay tribute to our beloved former president, the late Dr. Hage G. Geingob, who untimely passed on while we were at the critical moment in implementing of Harambee Prosperity Plan 2, which articulate targeted intervention to address the developmental challenges facing the country, at the same time enhancing the welfare of our people. We wish him everlasting peaceful resting for his soul, while we forever cherish his legacy. May his soul rest in everlasting peace. I would like to use this opportunity to congratulate His Excellency, Dr. Nangolo Mbuba, our fourth President of the Republic of Namibia, and applaud him for smooth transfer of power and elegant leadership during the most difficult time ever faced our nation. So as we witness the execution of these projects, we must reflect on the significance on providing goods and services on the residents of our region. These include access to urban land, housing, potable water, and improved sanitation, which are essential for the public health, economic prosperity, as well as social well-being of our people as enshrined in Article 95 of the Namibian Constitution. The implementation of development projects create conducive environment for investment in our respective localities, and in so doing, promoting the quality of life for current generation, while at the same time laying the foundation for future generation to strive. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Member, allow me to start a report on the planned activities in the region during the financial year 2023-2024, starting activity that contributed to the infrastructure development pillar. Infrastructure development is essential enabler for growth and sustainable development to take place in any given area. Omusati region is not an exception. As part of the Regional Council mandate of ensuring development planning in the region, Omusati Regional Council has invested an amount of 6.4 million in the construction of essential services in Okalongo settlement. In addition, budget of 15.2 million is budgeted for the completion of the ongoing project at Okalongo settlement as part of a proclamation as a local authority village council coming 2025. On Nesi settlement, I'm pleased to report that an amount of 2.6 million has been allocated for the construction of services within the settlement. Outapi Town Council has invested an amount of 7.2 million in the construction of water reticulation extension 6, 8, 12, 13, 14, 18, and in Akale extension 2. The Town Council has also constructed water and sewer extension 20, road maintenance, and 10 ventilated improved pit latrine, fencing off of dumping site, and procure 150 refuse bins. In addition, Outapi Town Council has invested 838,000 Namibian dollars in the construction of 26 houses, surveying of extension 20 Kasikili and Nakare proper, and the creation of 457 elven at Nakare proper. Equally so, Okahau Town Council has invested an amount of 57.5 million in construction of Okahau Office Extension Phase 2, construction of wastewater treatment, upgrading of Fidel Castro Street and bitumen standard, construction of Sports Stadium Phase 1, water reticulation in Kashenda Extension 3, and electrical reticulation to build together houses Extension 13, establishment of the industrial township at Ukwalumbe A, and the renovation of old open market. I would like to commend the Development Workshop Namibia, GIZ, and KFW for their complementary effort towards bringing about the essential infrastructure development in our localities. Oshkook Town Council has invested an amount of 10.8 million in the construction of 34 houses, which include 9 low-cost houses under the Build Together program. Rehabilitation of exudation ponds, Phase 1. Upgrading of gravel road to bitumen standard at Extension 1. Upgrading of Roman Catholic Mission Road bitumen to bitumen standard, and construction of stormwater channel in Oshkuku proper, Phase 2. Sandy Village Council has invested an amount of 8.6 million on the maintenance of gravel roads extension 2, construction of oxidation treatment plant phase 3, and Sandy Open Market phase 3. To improve infrastructure network in the region, Road Authority continue to carry out the upgrading to low level seal standard of 14 kilometers road number DR 3633 from Sandy to Onguru Ombashe to the value of 25 million. Additionally, Road Authority is upgrading to low volume seal of 15 kilometers road number DR 3616 from Sandy to Onesi to Eparela is under construction to the tune of 26.5 million. Electricity is a catalyst to all sort of development. In this regard, NORAD has upgraded a network at Oshkuku Town, fencing of mini sub and substation, pulling of existing ABC network, and upgrading of a transformer at Osingela to accommodate customers. All was constructed to the tune of 866,493,000 Namibian dollars. The Ministry of Mines and Energy, through its Rural Electrification Program, in collaboration with the KFW and NORAD, are planning to implement the off-grid electrification projects at Itapa, Utsathima, and Onamatanga. The project is envisaged to benefit a total number of 440 rural households. The actual cost of the project is being determined. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. Secondly, allow me to report on the planned activities that contributed towards the economic advancement pillar. The government, through the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, have facilitated the generation of income through conservation of wildlife resources at Shashushona, Ukwarudhi, and Ukurungadi communal conservancies to the amount of 1.3 million. However, I'm saddened to report to you that unfortunately our coexistence with the wildlife resources have costed us 2 precious lives in Omusati region. One victim at Ochorute and another one at Yongurumbash area. We are grieved together with those who lost their lovely ones, and may their soul rest in eternal peace. In addition, I would like to commend our local authorities for their continuous effort attracting tourists and investors in their respective localities, especially for holding annual trade exhibitions and shows, such as Olufuko Cultural Festival, Ehao Cultural Exhibition, Sandy Expo, and others. These trade fairs do not only promote businesses, opportunities, but also create jobs, promote cultural value, and put our region on the national and global maps. However, the worrying trend is that our region remains to be the gateway rather than a destination as far as tourism is concerned. We have to redouble our effort to make our region a tourism destination. Let me take this opportunity to applaud local authorities also for initiating the market day in their localities, which provides vendors with opportunity to market their goods. I'm certain that this initiative provides much needed answer to our unemployed citizens, among other the youth. In the effort to promote industrialization, the government, through the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, have conducted business stimulation to a total of 117 micro and small and medium enterprises. In addition, the ministry have registered a total of 165 close cooperation businesses and issued 54 import permits, as well as 83 micro, small, and medium enterprises certificate. To improve nutrition and promote business opportunities in the region, the government, through the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources, have supported a total of 24 small-scale fish farmers with fingerling, namely catfish, 203,188, and tilapia, 72,801. In addition, the ministry has identified and registered a total of 19 new small-scale fish farmers in the region. The region has also benefited from the sales of total of 4.7 tons from 17 small-scale farmers and 9.6 from Onavivi Eparela Fish Farm. The government has also supported small-scale fish farm with 15 tons of subsidized fish feed. In an effort to promote food security in the region, the Marine Namibia has sponsored UNAM Ogongo campus with an amount of 750,000 Namibian dollars for production of rice by providing the much needed irrigation equipment and incubator for poultry breeding, as well for expanding the rice production from 3.5 hectares to approximately 10 hectares, which yield 15 tons. In addition, UNAM Ogongo campus, with the support from the GIZ, has installed an Agri-Pool system solar plant comprises of 686 solar panels with the capacity to produce 2,000 kilowatts per hour per day, translating to 800 megawatts per hour per annum. In addition, the government is committed toward the realization of the full production of a Tunda irrigation scheme and ensuring that agricultural production to contribute to food security. In this regard, an amount of 20 million has been spent to erect a new fence around the farm and erect a new warehouse. The two projects created 50 short-term jobs. The government has also procured 3 tractors and implements worth the value of 13 million and upgrading of irrigation infrastructure to the tune of 9 million. I am pleased to report that a Tunda irrigation scheme has harvested 1,200 tons of maize, while it's expecting to harvest about 850 tons of wheat in October and November this year. In our effort to enhance skill development, the vocational training has been entrusted to educate and train our youth as part of the preparation for them to acquire knowledge and skills as artisans in different trades of study. As such, Nakare Vocational Training Center has played a pivotal role in enhancing equitable access to technical and vocational education and training programs in the region. In so doing, the center has positioned itself to respond to the educational needs of grade 11 and 12 school leavers who do not secure placement in institutions of higher learning. The center has introduced 5 national qualifications programs and launched the Evening Academy and the branded distance learning to accommodate grade 11 and grade 12 school leavers, unemployed and upskills youth in employment through evening and visual classes. I'm happy to acknowledge and appreciate the contribution made by Social Security Commission Development Fund to the training and human resource development by providing an amount of 2.5 million to the Okahau-based Crocknet Vocational Training Center to train 20 unemployed Namibians and sign an agreement with the Outapi-based DAPP to train 15 unemployed Namibians in horticulture and co-production to the tune of 2.4 million. The Social Security Commission Development Fund has also awarded a total of 5 students with bursaries, amount to 2.2 million, and 13 study loans to local youth to study at the institution of higher learning. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I would like to report planning activities that contribute to a social progression pillar. For an informed planning, the recent 2023 Population and Housing Census preliminary report by the National Statistics Agencies has revealed that the population of our region have increased by 30%, from 243,166 people in 2011 census to 316,671 people in 2023. This increase in population presents the demand for an increased goods and services to our people. Hence, the need for an increased effort on promoting the well-being of our regional inhabitants is becoming essential. It is a well-known factor that education is the key to success. Therefore, in Omusati region, we take the provision of education very serious. In this regard, I'm pleased to report that the region has recorded a 6% increase on the performance of learners qualifying for the National Secondary Certificate for Advanced Subsidiary, moving from 1% in 2022 to 24% in 2023. At a grade 12 National Senior Secondary Certificate for Advanced Subsidiary, the region recorded also an increase in performance in the A to D grade symbols, average from 69% in 2022 to 76% in 2023. I would like to commend the schools, especially those that contributed toward these achievements, namely David Shehama Secondary School, Canisianum Roman Catholic Secondary Schools, Onawa Secondary Schools, Neumbo Secondary Schools, and the same time, I'm urging all schools in Omusati region to emulate this good example. Furthermore, the government, through the Ministry of Education, Art and Culture, have procured textbooks and stationaries with an amount of 5.9 million. In addition, an amount of 4.8 million has been invested in the construction of 11 classrooms at Jeria Kanjo Secondary School, Mupewa Combined School, Oshikuku Junior Secondary School, and Nukata Junior Primary School. Social Security Commission, through its development fund, constructed 2 classrooms, a storeroom at Omarago Primary School to the tune of 1 million. In addition, the UNAM Ogongo campus have recorded the graduation of a total of 65 students in the field of agricultural science, forestry, and environmental science. The graduates includes 27 graduates of bachelor degree and 38 diploma graduates. In addition, the Ogongo campus, in an effort to respond to the community needs. In this regard, the campus have introduced a doctorate of philosophy and a Master of Science in Agriculture, 2 degree programs in crop production and forestry and rangeland management, and diploma in sustainable crop production and technology, as well as livestock production. Transformation of technical and vocational education and training is the key in preparing the school leavers with required knowledge and skills in top job market. In this regard, Nakare Vocational Training Center, with the support of the European Union and the GIZ, has invested an amount of 2.2 million in the transformation of technical and vocational education and training, namely the installation and the commissioning of 82 kV solar photovoltaic system and upgrading Nakare VTC back electricity works phase 2. I'm delighted to report the noble initiative by NORAD toward developing the capacity of students through internship placement program. This initiative, valued at 39,600 Namibian dollars, has benefited 4 students from UNAM, NAST, as well as Vocational Training Center within NORAD area of jurisdictions. The training program have created invaluable opportunity for talents youth by allowing them to work alongside experienced and professional, enabling them to gain insight to real-world challenge and solution, and enhancing skills and employability. Owen Arthur once said, "For who has health has hope, and he has hope has everything." This is in this regard. I'm pleased to report on the government effort in providing health services to the people of Omusati region. The Ministry of Health and Social Services has invested an amount of 6 million on the renovation of Okalongo Health Center, Outapi District Hospital, Ward 3, construction of prefabricated health posts at Omindaba and Onanjaja village, construction of the patient waiting shelter and benches at Omonawa Chihodho and Okalongo Health Center, erection of and installation of the mobile hospital at Outapi, and installation of a new genset at Okahao Health Center. Furthermore, the ministry have recorded a total of 407 new cases of malaria, mainly from Outapi and Oshikuku District Hospital. 47% of the malaria cases were locally transmission, mainly due to lack of insecticide and indoor spraying activities, while 54% of the malaria cases were transmitted from our neighboring Angola. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, allow me to report on the government intervention towards the mitigation of the effect of drought in the region. In this regard, 5 constituencies of our region, namely Outapi, Luakana, Onesi, Tsandi, Okahao, have been declared to be the most affected area by drought, together with Erongo and Kunene region due to poor rain, which led to poor agricultural harvest, lack of water for livestock, and poor grazing. As part of our social contract with our electorate in the region, the government, through the Office of the Prime Minister, has played a pivotal role in providing the affected household with food consignments of 560 bags of 12 kg of maize meal, 165,951 bottles of cooking oil, 476,797 tin of fish, 229,574 of soya beans. On the other hand, as the saying goes, water is life. Omusati region is faced with the challenges of access to potable water, especially in our rural communities. In this regard, the government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, have invested an amount of 9.4 million in drilling boreholes at Orwadia, Ombwata, Ombalagadira, Okenene, Onanjamba, in Okahao, Okanambundona, and Okomakwara in Onesi, Tsandi, Okahao, and the Ruakana constituency, respectively. Installation of boreholes at Omanyanga-nyanga, Ochorute, and Onamwege in Luakana, and Onamkutu in Tsandi, Thitu West in Luakana, Tsandi, and Okahao, respectively. Rehabilitation of 13 boreholes, construction of 3 short water pipelines, and upgrading of water point has been implemented across the region. In addition, the government is investing further 13 million in the drilling of 2 boreholes and construction of 14 kilometers of water pipeline to supply water to communities of Onamatanga and the surrounding. So far, the construction and the layout of the water pipe for 14 kilometers, as well as the drilling of 1 borehole at Onamatanga, is completed. The project has created 21 temporary jobs. I would also like to report to this August House that the Social Security Commission, through Development Fund, has contributed significantly to the development of water infrastructure in the region by funding water infrastructure development called Oshigongisho Mayor project at Otamazi constituency. The project comprises of construction of laying of water pipeline covering the distance of 7 kilometers and the support for the establishment of community projects, both valued at 1 million. The projects have created a total of 65 temporary jobs. Agricultural production is the key to food security of any society. In that note, I would like to echo the sentiment by Her Excellency Ellen John Sirleaf, the former president of Liberia, who once says, "Food security is about empowering individuals and community to feed themselves." In this regard, I'm pleased to report that the government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, has provided subsidies and support programs to a total of 11,502 farmers. These include plowing services, improved seeds, fertilizers, weeding subsidies, and provide support to poultry production, horticulture and value chain development program, as well as small stock contribution and development in communal area by providing farmers training and advisory services. The Ministry of Agriculture and Water Reform has procured additional 42 tractors and implements to provide subsidized services to the farmers in the region. In addition, 47 casual driver operators has been trained to operate the tractors. The tractors and equipments have been deployed to the Agricultural Developmental Center across the region. With access to land, a total number of 1,514 communal land rights has been granted. The government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Water, Land Reform, has developed and rehabilitated the water point at Okatumba and Okatutu at the value of 1 million. The project benefited a total of 138 farmers and members of the Farmers Cooperative of America and Ochechekwa. To honor the contribution made by our elders as pillar of our nation, the government of the Republic of Namibia has committed itself to uphold the welfare of old age pensioners, people living with disability, and vulnerable children. I am therefore humbled to report to you that the government has honored its promises to increase the social grant from 1,400 to 1,600 for old age, while the vulnerable children grant increased from 250 to 350. The social grant for children with disabilities increased from 250 to 1,400 and subsequently to 1,600. To this effect, the government has spent over 64.9 million to that effect. Furthermore, in keeping with the cabinet decision, the government of the Republic of Namibia, through the Ministry of Gender, Equality and Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, has subsidized a total number of 150 educators for Early Child Development Center to the amount of 2.8 million to prepare children for the formal education. The ministry has also invested 1.1 million in the installation of connection of water tanks to 30 Early Childhood Development Center in Anamlenge, Etai, Owongo, Okahao, Okalongo, Onesi, Otamanzi, Outapi, Luakana, and Sandi constituencies. On the other hand, Omusati Regional Council have supported agricultural project at Wakaleke village at the Etai constituency with a material worth of 5,000. In addition, the regional council hired a total of 105 casual laborers from Ogongo constituency to carry out the maintenance work and clearing the land envisaged for the establishment of the garden Ogongo Rural Development Center. The exercise costed the regional council an amount of 326,000 Namibian dollars. Security is essential for the protection of the people and their properties, as well as for the development to take place in any given society. However, I'm amazed to report to you that crime statistics in the region has increased by 5%, from 1,801 cases in 2022-2023 financial year to 1,895 cases in 2023-2024 financial year. The Namibian police remain committed to fight crime, including illegal border closing. As such, the region have recorded a significant overcrowded of police cells by over 22%, which is very, very abnormal. In an effort to address the overcrowdedness of the police cells, the Ministry of Safety has constructed a police station at Oneleiwa, that is currently at 95% progress, and the renovation of Okahao police cells at 75% progress. On the other hand, the region have recorded a 9% reduction on the cases of unnatural death from 146 cases in 2022-2023 financial year to 133 cases in 2023-2024 financial year. However, there's an increase on rape cases that put our region on the spotlight. I just want to put emphasis on this one. Honorable members of our community, we are now currently facing another phenomena that we never knew before. Our women's, our children's, our young girls are no longer safe. Therefore, I call upon all of us, this time around, our traditional authorities, really to work together to make sure that our region is no longer labeled as a region of rapists. It's not that very good, neither to ourselves nor to our citizens. And therefore, we must dedicate ourselves to make sure that these rape cases have dropped significantly. Furthermore, the ministry handled 50 alternative dispute resolution processes involving the conciliation and arbitration, of which 13 cases were resolved successfully through conciliation, while 10 cases were settled through arbitration. On the land matters, I'm worried to report that 10 land-related dispute has been launched with Omusati Communal Land Board, and 8 of these disputes has been resolved, while 5 illegal fences were voluntarily removed by the owner. And I would like to urge all those who are illegal fences to emulate this good example. As the saying goes, if it does not challenge you, it won't change you. As you may have been following through the social media and the handing over ceremony that my office hosted for the regional soccer team under 20, our boys have once more demonstrated their talents for the second time by winning the Nedbank Namibian Newspaper Cup 2024 edition that took place at Khobabis, Omaheke region, from 29 March to the 1st April 2024. To me, and to many, all of us, this is an achievement worth commenting, taking into consideration that our region, we do not have any sport facility that meet even a minimum sport field standard. Besides that, we have demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt that Omusati possesses diverse sport talents worth developing. However, since independence, Omusati is the third most populated region in the Republic of Namibia. We continue to lag behind as far as facilities or as far as sports facilities is concerned. Disappointingly, it has come to our knowledge that this year an amount of 3 million has been allocated for the design and layout of Otapi Sport Complex, but to yet, no progress has been made so far. I want to put emphasis on this one. You know, natural justice is something that I think we don't need to go to school to learn about it. I want just to find out. Probably one could have an answer for me. A populated region like Omusati that was established since the establishment of this republic, but we still, yes, now we are going to 35 years of independence, talking the same thing of sport facility. One have to ask yourself, what crime have we committed for us really to get this type of punishment? What have we done? Equity, I think, is something that we have now to start thinking of. Honestly speaking, it is not going to go well, neither to myself nor to any person in this Republic of Namibia. Our communities, our sport lovers, they are blaming the leadership of Omusati. Apparently, we are not doing anything to create or to bring along these sport facilities. But the problem is, this responsibility have a custodian who's supposed to take care of this one. We have made a lot of attempts. Honorable Chairperson is my witness here, trying to meet these ministry officials and the minister herself, but to no avail. I just don't understand why. What have we committed as a region to deserve this punishment? We are not going to fold our hands. Comrade Chairperson, by next week, we will then take a trip to go and find out these 3 million allocated for design. When are we going to see the green field for our region? That is what we want to hear. I care less about 3 million for design. If you design this sport field, when is going to construct it? After we die, 100 years? No. I think this really, honestly speaking, is something that I think we have to take up very seriously. And sometimes it's good to be kind and polite. But there are those who take now the kindness as a sense of being probably a little bit passive or not understand what you want. I therefore just want to encourage those sport lovers that are putting pressure to make sure that we have a green field in Omusati in our lifetime. Nevertheless, I commend the Ministry of Sport and Youth and the National Services and its partner, namely the Global Fund and USAID and NAPA, for conducting 6-month basic computer and basic fabric design skill development courses, which benefited 52 youth, capacitating youth and psychosocial and health clinical services, kept HIV transmission, reduced incidences of intimate violence and other social ills, and conducting the mentorship session at Oshikuku Youth Enterprises Venture for providing them with 450,000 Namibian dollars to start their aluminium window frame fabrication that have created 4 job opportunities. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Member, as I'm concluding, I would like to inform this August House, pay attention, that in terms of our appointments or my appointment as the regional governor, I have been appointed for a period of 5 years term that I'm currently concluding, meaning this one is my last State of Regional address to you. I would like to underscore the unique, harmonious coexistence between our political leaders, traditional authority leaders, and the public at large for the past years when I was your governor here, for the support and cooperation during the tenure as your regional governor. In my view, this harmonious coexistence presents a unique unity of diverse wealth to be cherished. On this note, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation for continuous collaboration and unity within the regional leadership and its inhabitants, inclusive of our political and traditional authorities. I would therefore like to put emphasis and underscore the essence of unity in diversity among ourselves as an anchor of regional strength. I will forever indebted to you, to your invaluable support, respect, and good camaraderie during my tenure as your regional governor. Lastly, Comrade Chairperson, Comrade members, allow me to express my profound gratitude for according me this opportunity once more. At the same time, present my humble pledge for the unwavering support of my office in all developmental endeavors in our region. At this juncture, I want also to extend my sincere gratitude to our late President, His Excellency Dr. Hage Jigenkop, for really according me this a great opportunity by appointing me to be your regional governor for the past 10 years. I will be forever, indebted to his foresight leadership. In the same time also, I want to applaud our incumbent president, Dr. Nangolo Buba, for entrusting me still to lead this region up to date. At this juncture, to all of you comrades and my dear comrades that have been working for the past 10 years, I just want to say, let us continue with this good, harmonious relation. Institutions are built on consensus. We may have our indifferences here and there, but indifferences must not become the pillar of division. I urge our people in Omusati region to remain united and we must focus on our developmental agenda. To the end, I want to thank all of you for your kind attention, and God bless Omusati region and the Republic of Namibia. I thank you very much.
There you have it. That was the State of the Region address of the Omusati region that was just delivered by the governor of the Omusati region, Erginus Endjala. We just heard so much being deliberated on in terms of the challenges, of course, the current the status quo of the Omusati region in terms of the challenges, of course, experienced in all areas surrounding the Omusati region, and of course also the plans, activities that are still underway and those that are still in progress in terms of the construction and projects that are still being, of course, built for the future of the Omusati region's generation. We are still joined by, that is, Seth Lamek, of course, a youth leader here who was closely listening to, of course, the deliverance of the speech of the governor. And now we just want to perhaps unpack what we've just listened to in terms of what has been perhaps discussed, what has been missed, and of course what is much more positive in the remarks he just made. Seth, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Your key takeaways from what the governor just delivered in his speech. What did you highlight from the main speech that he just gave us now?
Okay, well, I have highlighted a couple of improvements that has been taking place within the region. Number one, the governor has indicated that the Okalongo settlement has been now upgraded to become a village council. Probably next year during national council and regional council and the local authority election, Okalongo will also elect their representatives that are going to represent them in their local authority.
How important is that?
It's very important for local people, especially for Kalongo. Having waited for so long to become a village council, so now the residents of Kalongo can have title deeds to their respective houses, and also an opportunity for the investors to come and invest in Kalongo, more especially business people. So it's now the right time for them to come and do their business in Okalongo. And I understand there is good business there, being also at the border of Namibia and Angola. Our neighboring people are always flocking to that place and to come and get services of different nature.
We talk about the matters regarding the youth and matters, affecting the youth. What did you pick up from what he just said, and what was something that really you are perhaps excited or disappointed about in what the governor just said?
Okay, the governor has indicated that the youth in the Omusati region have opportunity now to pursue their study in Nakayale Education Center. It's one of the things that he has indicated. I'm also happy with the way they are also disseminating resources. He indicated that the budget was now available, 5-point-something million, to procure books and textbooks to schools. That is a very remarkable. It's a remarkable achievement.
Yeah.
However, the government need to push very hard to come up with again different programs that are aimed at improving the livelihoods of our young people. Yeah. Yes, agriculture is very important also. We need to come up with more agricultural projects, so that our young people can engage and start their own businesses, and they sell all the products that they might produce from those projects.
Absolutely. So you are saying that more needs to be invested in, from what we just heard, being invested by the Ministry of Agriculture. Of course, the money that has been spent there. Do you believe that? Why do you believe that more needs to be spent in terms of perhaps infrastructure, agricultural sector to improve here in the region of Omusati, where of course it's very rich with good soil, and also we understand that Omahango actually grows very well here as well. Yeah?
Yes, it's very important for the Ministry of Agriculture to invest more money in that sector, more especially to young people. Agriculture being the custodian of food security in the country, the people will always have to eat. So if you start with an agricultural project, where, for example, growing maize or tomatoes, it's obvious that you have to sell, and because people have to. It's a basic need to people, and it's very important for our government really to concentrate on agriculture, because our livelihood depends more on agriculture.
Absolutely. On the side of the health sector, you did hear some of the hospitals, especially the Okalongo District Hospital, also now being revamped, and also heard about some services in certain hospitals, such as the Okahau, and as well as that some of them here in Otapi also being improved as well. Are you happy with what the governor has said in terms of what what has been said in terms of those improvements, as emanating it to the importance of health sector, of health, also having these services here? Because we understand that there are some concerns back in the days where the residents would go as far as Ongwediva or Shakati to get health treatment, or sometimes even as far as Okahau, but not still get the adequate health services that they require.
Yes, there's a very remarkable improvement in health sectors. Mentioning about Okalongo Health Center, that has been for quite some time a clinic, and of course it's now upgraded to a health center. Our people are now getting services there throughout the day and throughout the night, so that is a remarkable achievement. However, we also need to consider deep in the rural areas. I would have wanted to also hear about the construction of new clinics in deep in rural areas, so that our people, those are living in those rural areas, can also have access to health services, not only in Otapi and Okalongo, but health centers should be constructed within all within the region, and decentralize health facilities to our people.
Absolutely. Let's talk about what the governor also emphasized on very strongly. We now have learned about the $3 million Namibian dollars that was allocated for the design of a sports stadium that was supposed to, of course, be set here in Otapi, and that has now apparently been to no avail. There is no progress that has been made after those funds has been released. There's no structure that has been built in terms of what really the sport facilities is made about. But we have the Omusati region who has won the newspaper cup, of course. What can you say about that we just heard from the governor, and of course him expressing his disappointment, and what action do you think as a resident, as a youth member, needs to be taken in that regard?
Really, that is a very big disappointment. 3 million allocated to sport facilities that meant for more especially for the youth, young people to go and engage themselves, play different sport codes. It's really a very disappointing matter. So the ministry should do something in very, very, very urgent so that they can provide that money and improve the facilities in Omusati. It's a pity for us, really, in Omusati. The governor is speaking the truth that we don't have sport facility in Omusati. Imagine from 1990, or since the independence, now is 35 years or 34, but our young children are just playing in those dusty sport fields, and they are not improved or to become modern facilities. So it is very disappointing, and I'm urging the Ministry of Sport to intervene in this matter and please make sure that they allocate more money to Omusati region so that we can also have a sport facility on our disposal.
And of course, still staying on what you just said, they're playing in the dusty sport field or the dusty areas wherever they can. But out of that, the region has emerged to win the Namibian Newspaper Cup. How interesting is this, to see a region not even having proper sports stadiums or sports facilities, but then they, get to emerge and win such a cup, which is of course regarded as a very, very big cup when it comes to national teams and national regions competing against one another.
That's a remarkable achievement for our boys. Yeah. And as the region, as the residents of the region, we are very happy, we are very excited that our boys, despite the difficulties that we have at our disposal, can be able to go out there and play and achieve those very important achievements. They really put our region in the map, and all the Namibian people can see that there's something happening in Omusati.
Absolutely. I want to touch base with you to regards still matters regarding the youth. We are heading now towards the end of the year, and this is a big year for us, of course, knowing that the nation goes to the elections this year. What is your take in terms, as a representative of the youth, in terms of the services that they are receiving, and also knowing that they are, of course, going to be, quite important for them to also go and cast their vote? What do you think is really? Are they positive about, the elections this year in terms of what you've seen, perhaps from the registration point to what we are heading to now as for the elections?
Yes, from my own observation, I observed that young people are eager. Yep. They are very eager to go out there and elect their president. Looking at also the turnout at registration, higher percentage of young people has registered. Yep. And if you go around asking them, engaging them, they all have to show you their voting cards. So our young people are really eager to go there, the polling station, and make sure that they vote their representative or their president in the next 5 years to come.
Absolutely. Well, Lamek, thank you so much for making the time to talk to us this morning. We are very grateful for your time, and of course we also wish you the best for you and the youth of Omusati region. Thank you so much.
Pleasure is all mine.
Well, we have now come to the end of the State of the Region address for the Omusati region. We've heard about the challenges and, of course, the planned activities, and some, of course, that still needs to be improved on. Some of the things that have shortfall in terms of the projects that are being initiated in the town of in the Omusati region. Of course, thank you so much to all our viewers who have joined us on our online platforms at NBC Digital. And of course, those who are also watching on our NBC One channel from the comfort of their homes. Thank you so much for myself, Johnny Konja, and the entire team here in Omusati region. It's goodbye for now.